So this is Men in Black International, which is like a spin-off of the popular Men in Black series of films. But they've made it a bit more sort of global in this one, where they have it based in London. And this lady on the right-hand side, Tessa Thompson, I think she played a role, I believe, in with Chris Hemsworth. I think she was in one of the Thor films with him. So she plays somebody who sort of is a sort of bright kid and discovers Men in Black, kind of finds a way in, and they send her from America down to London, where Chris Hemsworth is like this sort of the leading sort of agent there. Now it's interesting, the original Men in Black film was in 1997 with Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones, and the second one was made 5 years later in 2002, and then the third one was made 10 years later in 2012. This film was actually made something like 27 years later or something. So you can see obviously the inability to have the original cast in it. However, I kind of like it. The special effects are really good. It's also got Liam Neeson in it. It's got like a sort of a guest appearance by Rebecca Ferguson, who's obviously in the Mission Impossible series of films, great actress, and a few others. But I find that it's not really, to me it's more of an action film. There's a lot of action, the story is okay but kind of light. It's actually directed by F. Gary Gray, who did a lot of the other sort of well-known films. You can look him up, well-known action director. But I think he did one of the Fast and Furious films, I think. So he's kind of used to be a sort of fast-paced action director. And I think he also did Straight Outta Compton, which is kind of an interesting film, really, really good film. Story of Dr. Dre and, the NWA band and stuff. But ultimately, to me, it's more of a kind of fast-paced action film, sci-fi. I mean, there's a bit of comedy. It kind of falls flat a little bit. It doesn't have a good score on Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb. I think it's basically because Hemsworth does his best to be kind of a wisecracking dude, but I know he likes to do comedy. In the later Thor films, he was also portrayed a bit more comedic. Tessa Thompson's actually the lead in it as well, but which is interesting because I thought Chris Hemsworth is obviously a more famous actor, but as in I would have liked to see more of Liam Neeson as well in it. But I don't know, I think it kind of does okay as a standalone film, but it's not as incredible as a Men in Black film. But I think the Men in Black sort of strain is becoming a little bit, I don't know, it's becoming being stretched a little bit, and they're sort of running out of ideas really. So this was their attempt to try and make it international. I can understand why, they could expand it to different countries, and maybe Men in Black Asia next or whatever. So maybe that's their plan, to try and utilize the IP as much as possible. But I just feel the original duo of Tommy Lee Jones and sort of a cynical, stoic Tommy Lee Jones versus the wisecracking Will Smith really worked really well. And it was just a time in films in the 90s and the early 2000s that kind of worked. So yeah, not a huge fan of this one. Probably a very sort of distant